For some reason I will never understand, a lot of phone service companies enjoy having spokesman characters in these long-running ad campaigns. You have Paul, the "Can you hear me now" guy, starting at Sprint and then years later moving over to Verizon. You have the T-Mobile girl who started off very innocent and pure and then turned into an edgy biker lady for some reason. And then you have Ryan Reynolds over at Mint Mobile, just standing in fields, looking all handsome. But today we're going to be talking about what happened to AT&T's character Lily, played by Milana Vayntrub. If you were on Twitter 7 months ago, you know exactly where this story's heading. And if not, get ready. Hello everyone, welcome back to my commentary channel. I'm happy you could join me today. I wish we could talk about something fun. I really do. But today we're going to be talking about how this woman experienced one of the worst targeted online sexual assault events that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I know that doesn't sound like a super fun topic to hear about, and believe me, if you want to leave the video, you can. I would not blame you. But this story has been bothering me for a really long time, and I want to do this deep dive today so I can try to understand what happened and why. Additionally, this story is going to be very upsetting, so before I lose all of you, this is the time I have to take to remind you to please like this video and subscribe if you haven't, so YouTube thinks I'm doing a good job out here. Thank you, I appreciate it. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the backstory. Milana is an actress who started working in AT&T commercials in 2013 and has been appearing in them on and off ever since. Apart from that, she's acted in movies and TV shows, and she also works as an activist to aid refugees and European migrants. Back when I was in high school, a lot of kids had a celebrity crush of types on Lily from AT&T. But it wasn't just kids. The ads featuring Milana performed much higher than the others, so AT&T continued to push those ads out. It became an unspoken rule that pretty much everyone thought Lily from AT&T was cute. The more people saw the ads, the more exposure Milana got, but besides a few posts online, there wasn't any huge conversation about it. You know, like normal. And then all of that changed when the internet did what it does best, hyper-focuses on something. A series of meme accounts on Twitter all posted about Milana being attractive at around the same time, causing a lot of others to chime in, getting her name trending. And it wasn't complimentary attention, it was very targeted about her body. People started joking about how the AT&T uniform was hiding her body, and they found pictures from her Instagram that showed her more exposed, and they just ran with it. Milana is attractive, and because so many people were harboring this unspoken crush towards her, for some reason at this point, everyone was so ready to express all of those feelings in a not so casual way. This time period was when "this" was a very popular term on the internet. I don't want to say the word because I don't want footage of me saying that to exist, because why would I? This term is used a lot towards fictionalized characters, but this was the first time where this many people were using it to talk about a real person, and it was extremely dehumanizing. And this didn't end after a day. This was not a typical internet hyperfixation moment where everyone talks about the same thing for a day then moves on. This was a several-day ordeal where thousands upon thousands of people were posting about one woman. People were finding her social media accounts, editing her pictures, photoshopping her into other images. It was insane. As you likely know, edgy people on the internet take pride in being edgy. That's how they stand out. So when they saw that thousands of people were already objectifying this actress in a very crude way, these edgy people thought that they needed to up the ante in order to stand out from the crowd. So they went even further. Suddenly, the meme became how far you could take this joke. The goal became to say the most awful things about her and get others to react. People were celebrated as being out of pocket or down bad because of how intensely they were objectifying this person. It reached a point where every AT&T ad featuring Milana had the most toxic comment section I've ever seen, all directed at her, with each comment having thousands of likes. And of course, in order to save face, AT&T tried to defend Milana by deleting some of the comments or even responding to some, but they did it like this. Lily's mom reads these comments, Lucas, and she's going to tell your mom, which is weird. That's a weird way to defend someone from sexual harassment, to, bring moms into it. Whatever social media intern they hired dropped the ball with this. That's the point. And because of that, the new goal became to get a response from AT&T. People doubled down on how harsh they were talking about Milana because when you got AT&T to respond, it was like a badge of honor. AT&T's misunderstanding of how troll comments work only made things worse for Milana. I talk about this in my video about rage baiting, but sometimes these commenters, all they want is a reaction or a response. By getting thousands of likes on a comment or a response from AT&T, they're getting that validation that they were seeking. Eventually, Milana herself decides to respond to this wave of comments by going on her Instagram Live. And unfortunately, it did not go well.
So I know that part of what you guys are trying to do is be funny. And like connect to each other and have your community and like get props from your friends. But it just really bums me out. And I would much rather have real conversations with you. And and I guess I'm like continuing to see the comments about the milkers and the milks, and you know what? I guess that just is proof that like you don't actually care about how I feel.
The live stream goes on for a couple more minutes, but it's just flooded with people commenting the stupid milk emoji and saying that the phrase, but overall just dismissing her requests for them to stop. So that's the backstory. This happened several months ago, and Milana took a very long break from social media and disappeared from the AT&T commercials until recently. She's beginning to reappear, although she is behind a desk or sitting at a table where her body is being shielded. People assumed AT&T was trying to shield her from receiving more of these comments, but Milana directs these advertisements herself. So it's likely she was shielding herself by her own choice. I am aware that a majority of the people subscribed to this channel are men. And while I hope that most of you are the types of men who would not leave these kinds of comments, I'm aware there's a chance that some of you are. I'm also aware that by putting Milana's face in the thumbnail and her name in the title, it's likely that a majority of the audience to this video will be men. Guys, this video is not an attack on men, but I do think it's worth noting that all of these comments, all of the thousands of comments she's gotten, none of them were from women. I scrolled for hours through thousands of these comments, and there was not a single hateful comment that was left by anyone other than a man. So unfortunately, this video is partly about how men behave online. And I truly hope that the men this channel has appealed to are the types of men who know this behavior is unacceptable. This topic has been sitting in the back of my mind for months because it genuinely upsets me. And that's the reason I have not talked about it until now. But that's part of the problem. The types of men who leave these comments objectifying women who are essentially strangers to them is awful. But the men who are silent and do not do anything to stop those men are also a part of the problem. When I saw these comments, I felt so grossed out that I put my phone down, effectively doing nothing. And that's why I titled this video the way I did, because it's true that not everyone was attacking Milana, but a lot of the people who knew about this thing didn't do anything about it, and we let her down. She is one person, and the amount of comments were numbering in the tens of thousands. Now, I did see a few people trying to defend her, but that's where we get into another issue, because the way they were defending her was weird. I've scrolled through a lot of comments saying, why were people attacking her body? She's beautiful. Yeah, that's not what the issue is. People were objectifying her body because they found her attractive. They felt the need to publish their opinions on her because of their inherent attraction to her. A lot of the people who defended Milana in her comment section were immediately called simps. They were shut down from doing any kind of good because on the internet, if you defend someone who is even remotely attractive, People will accuse you of only trying to defend that person because you're attracted to them. It's labeled as white knighting, and people will accuse you of only doing it to get the attention of that one person. And believe me, I'm well aware that I've probably already received some comments on this video calling me a simp for standing up for her. That's just how the internet works. I've accepted it, but I also hate it. The fact that I can't condemn this horrible treatment of a person without people accusing me of only doing it because I want to sleep with them is extremely frustrating. I don't only defend people that I'm attracted to, because my parents raised me right. There's a level of human decency that goes into defending someone that a lot of these commenters can't comprehend. I made this channel in order to have discussions and cover topics that interest me. I didn't start this to make myself look good. Unless I make it very obvious that I am making a joke, you can usually take me at my word. A lot of the people who attacked Milana have the same tired excuses as to why they did so. They say, well, she wears revealing clothing, so it's her fault she got objectified. Wearing clothes does not mean you get to be verbally assaulted by someone, no matter how revealing those clothes look. You're only making this video because you hope she notices you. I made this video to express my frustrations with how a lot of men carry themselves online. I hope Milana doesn't watch this video because it's about something very terrible that happened to her. Women like her too, it's not just a men thing. Yeah, but again, it was only men who were leaving these types of comments. The other people who find Milana attractive don't have to harass her in order to express that. Isn't that wild? I know that not all men act this way online, but the sheer amount I've seen and the intensity these comments got to is such a fucking letdown. Obviously, as a man, I'd prefer it if men were not seen as this dangerous source of harassment, but I'm not surprised by it when stories like this happen. And we all know that it's not literally every man who does this. The issue is that we don't know which fucking ones. I did not make this video for attention. I did not make this video to attack all men. I didn't make this video because I thought Milana would date me for it, and I especially didn't make this video to change anyone's mind, because unfortunately I'm aware that if you were the type of person who left this comment, one guy on a couch is not going to convince you not to do that. So, how do you defend someone online without giving the commenter the attention or response that they're looking for? The answer is not to ignore the comment, because while you might not be giving the commenter attention, you are isolating the victim. Unfortunately, I think the answer is to just report the comments and hope that the social media platform will notice it. I can't imagine the suffering Milana went through when it felt like the entire internet was looking at her. I only have 5,000 people looking at me, and I already feel some of that pressure. To be in her shoes must take a lot of resolve, and for what it's worth, I admire her for sticking through it. I'm going to end this story with a tweet from Milana herself from a few days ago that I think has a lot of strength behind it. Been getting a lot of why are they placing her body like that in those ads? Well, I direct the ads. I place myself like that, and it's because of the thousands of unwelcome comments I receive about my body. You've lost the privilege of looking at it until I feel safe again. I hope Milana is able to recover safely while she continues to direct these ads. I think that's the solution that helps her the most. Although an easier solution would be to get rid of the milk cup emoji, Apple. I have never seen anyone use this in an innocent way. Nobody's texting, "Come down for breakfast, dear," milk emoji. That just doesn't happen. It's only ever used this way, so just get rid of it. Thank you guys for watching this video all the way through. If you have anything you want to say about this topic, leave it in the comments. I'll be reading through all of them. I know this video very quickly turned into me ranting about topics I have no control over, so genuinely thank you for listening to me vent. Alright, that's it. Stay safe. Goodbye. Love you.